Good morning, guys. How y'all doing out there? It's Tuesday morning, and I just got all my stuff out for the outgoing shipments, and having a cup of coffee and hanging out with you guys for a few minutes. Today is the day where I just go through the sales for the past week, and this week I do have sales on eBay. I think I might have one or two on Bonanza. I'm gonna have to look. And I also have a few of my first sales on Amazon FBA. So that's pretty exciting. Before I get started, though, I do want to cover a couple of comments that I had in my last video because I think they're important, and I do want to let you guys know that I do read and take seriously each and every comment. I'll respond to most of them. Every now and then I'll throw some of them in the garbage if I don't like them. Uh, but I do read and consider each and every one of them. Took a few screenshots of these. So the first one I want to talk about, this came from, actually it's three of them. This one is from Happy Handy Life. I thought you couldn't sell Rosetta Stone on eBay or anywhere else. Do a Google search because they VERO it like crazy, I think. Hello, and this is from Teresa Gross right here. Teresa says, hello, I just started watching your videos and they are good. However, though, please be extremely cautious with Rosetta Stone. My account was suspended for listing a Rosetta Stone. Also, please note the person who bought the Rosetta Stone on eBay will need a key for the Rosetta Stone in order to use it. Now, here's the problem. Rosetta Stone will not issue a key to a person unless they are the original buyer and can provide an actual receipt. If you don't provide a receipt, and I didn't do the read more, that's pretty much the gist right there. Also, you have to be, this is a new comment, you have to be an authorized dealer, reseller of Rosetta Stone in order to list on eBay, Amazon. However, though, I know that there are a few times you can fly under eBay's radar, i.e. it sells faster than they can find it. So first, I want to acknowledge that all of these comments are absolutely true with regards to Rosetta Stone. If you list Rosetta Stone, there is a very good chance it will be pulled down. They have special terms in their license that it really can't be resold. It's for the first user only. And even though you have the box and the physical, in this case, physical media and all that stuff, and even the little card with the license key on it, their terms dictate that it cannot be resold and or reused. So eBay will pull it down. Now, as for the VERO stuff, that is something you're going to have to determine on your own. If you have a couple of VERO strikes already, you have to tread very carefully. I didn't have any. So let me tell you what happened with this particular piece of software for me. I did research it real quick, and I saw that eBay can pull it down, or it actually usually does pull it down. This was a Saturday night, which is actually one of the better times, Saturday, Sunday night, to list something like this. I listed it for $100. It sold within 2 hours, and the guy paid, and I actually shipped it. Now, I've cleared the first hurdle. I've got it by eBay or with no VERO takedown. The second hurdle is going to be, does the license or does the key that's included with the software, will it actually work? I have no idea. In this case, I couldn't really call Rosetta Stone. They're going to tell me that, no, you can't do that. So I have some ignorance here about whether the product is actually going to work for the customer. I think I probably have a 50-50 shot. You can install it on more than one computer. So there is a chance it will work. I do know it's, according to who I bought it from, it's not currently installed in any computer. So if you were to ask me, should I buy a Rosetta Stone and sell it on eBay, I would tell you no. If you were to ask me any other questions about the VERO program, I probably wouldn't answer them. I'll probably tell you to do your own due diligence. There is a link here for eBay that has all the VERO participant profiles. And VERO, just in a nutshell, it covers counterfeit goods, but it also goes beyond that. It can cover legitimate goods that you aren't authorized in the manufacturer's opinion to resell. And just because they say you aren't authorized, and just because eBay takes your item down, doesn't mean necessarily you're doing something illegal. I think it means more that eBay does not want to get into litigation regarding that issue, and they really don't want to deal with some of this stuff. And some of the things are legitimate. But if you go to this page, it's vero.ebay.com. They'll have a list of all of the VERO members. And in this case, Rosetta Stone is right here under the UK vendors, and you can read all about piracy and this and that. So, to the best of my knowledge, the one I sold was legitimate. It appeared to be legitimate. Like I said, I got it through eBay, no VERO takedown, and it's on the way to the customer now, so I got my fingers crossed that I won't hear anything back. Now, I think there's probably about a 50-50 shot that I hear something back. The buyer, they look like legitimate buyers. They have good feedback. If they message me and say, hey, I'm having a problem with this, I'll just send them their $100 back. I'll say, look, I didn't know it wouldn't work for you. I'm very sorry. Here's your money back. Another outcome possible is it works fine and everybody's happy. A third outcome, less likely, I believe, it doesn't work. They neg me right away, and then I end up having to give the money back. That would be the worst outcome, is if I got a negative out of the deal. So I think it's going to be one of the former. It'll either work or I'll just have to give the money back. But it was a risk I was willing to take. It's not a risk I would tell you to take. So don't do it. Be careful with VERO, especially if you already have takedowns. If I already had a takedown or two on my account, I wouldn't have even thought about listing this, because the health of your account is extremely important, guys. Okay, so this one is from Roman Lopez Jr. Some good finds. Just a heads up. The glare behind from your poster frame is not good. Very distracting, just FYI. So I will admit that initially when I read that comment, I thought, well, Roman's just being a little bit nitpicky here, isn't he? I was actually sitting in the living room watching a little TV with my wife, looking at the comment on my phone. And I said, golly, Candace, look what this guy wrote. He's complaining about the glare. That's ridiculous. And she said, I was actually watching one of your videos, and I was going to tell you that glare is terrible. So she agreed with you, Roman, and she did kind of reset my compass there about the glare. And when I really looked at it, honestly, I have to agree too. And here, I'm trying to get this. This is a pause of that glare that you guys could see right here on that poster. And yeah, it's pretty bad. So as you could see, Roman, I did take the poster down. It's no longer behind me, so no glare. And I do appreciate the constructive criticism, even though it took me a minute to get to that point. But thanks a lot. Okay, so here we are looking at the screenshot of my eBay sales. Or actually, I picked 20 of them out that I wanted to show you guys. I didn't want to do all of them. So let's start with Seinfeld here. And this is a project I've had going for probably a couple months now. I got them down from the shelf, but I bought this set, it's not a complete set, it's probably about half of them, of the Seinfeld TV series on DVD. And each one of these boxes, I have 5 of them. Each one of these boxes has or had 4 DVDs in it. So what I decided to do instead of just selling these as one is I sold them individually, which you may have seen in another video, as replacement disc instead of selling the complete box sets, because the complete box sets really weren't worth that much. I can't remember what it was, maybe $5 per box of 4. So instead of doing that, I'm selling replacements, and so far it's going well. This past week I did sell this one for $4.49, and then I also took a screenshot. Let me go here. Here we go. I also took a screenshot so you could see how the overall project's going, and those are the 4 I've sold so far. So I paid $5 for all of them, so it's already showing a little profit, and I've got 16 of them left. So I've gotten 16, 17, 17 something minus fees, and I've got 16 of them left to go. So that's going to end up working out long term, and it doesn't take up much space. So you might want to think about doing that yourself. I would assume it's probably resellers that are buying like maybe the whole set, and whenever the person that sold it, that maybe they left the one disc in a DVD player somewhere and it's not in the set, and the reseller just needs to get that one disc to complete the set. So I'm willing to help those guys out. Okay, Donkey Kong Country 2. Sold that for $11, and I have no idea what I bought it for. I think it came with a lot, so I don't really have a good unit price. Sorry. Okay, I do remember what I paid for these. I got this set of Buzz controllers for $2, but it also had a Sony PS2 AV cable, so that sold for $10. Whenever I bought the Nancy Drew and the I didn't put the Nancy. I didn't put it on here, guys, but I bought Nancy Drew books, like a big, like 30 of them. Then I bought some River Pilot books, and then I bought this. I bought all of it for $21. This is the dollar portion here, and it sold for $23. These are some Sony PS3 Move controllers. I think this is the second time I've ever had these. But if you ever see them, they have the little white balls on top, and they still do pretty well. Okay, I picked this up pretty cheap as part of a bundle, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, and sold it for $20. Now this is a pretty cool sell here. If you remember, I bought a bag full of new Girl Scout badges, and I think I ended up having somewhere between 150 and 200 total. Now I've sold a few on eBay, and by a few I mean probably 10, where I would actually put them in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and mail it off. That's how I've been doing it, just regular first class, no tracking or anything. Now I did take the remainder and I sent them up to FBA to get. I'm asking a little more there, $8 per patch. So we'll see how that turns out. But I did keep these back because if you notice, there's supposed to be 4 of these little patches in this Brownie Journey Award, and one of them must have been issued, and I had 10 of these left, and they sent me an offer to buy 10 of them at $2.50 a piece. So I got $25 for these 10, which was awesome because I only paid $5 for the entire bag of Girl Scout patches. So that was pretty cool. That was a good sale. Oh boy, I sold all these PSP games for $20. PSP games typically don't do that well, guys. So don't ever pay much money for them. I think I had a total of maybe $2 into all of these, but it's still a good profit. This is one of the Nintendo Power Lot that I Still haven't gotten them all listed. I've gotten maybe 20% of the magazines listed so far. But anyway, I sold some of them as single issues, and you could tell this is pretty beat up. But it did sell for $11. It's just one issue of Nintendo Power. Okay, this is the Rosetta Stone I just talked about, and I did sell it like really quickly for $100, and it's already been shipped out. And I didn't show the license. And look, it even had the headphones all brand new, sealed up. And what I said, I'll show you, includes manuals, all 6 discs in perfect condition, and the activation card. The activation card has a little scratch off place where the key is revealed. And I did say, which has been previously used but is not currently in use. So I don't know. I think I kind of set it up for maybe by saying that it shouldn't be a huge surprise if it doesn't work for the customer. If it doesn't, I'll just refund them, like I said. Really got my fingers crossed here, guys. I hope you guys have yours too. Need some help. Okay, these are really cool. If you saw the PS3 Move controllers, I bought these books at that same sale. And also, I bought the Nancy Drew books. I think it was 30 of them. And I bought Nancy Drew books, these books, and some other books that I sent to FBA. And then the Sony Move controllers for $21. Now, the Nancy Drew books, I forgot to put them here, but I did sell them for $50. Okay, so that was a really good sale there. And I had these 3 books, and this is really just a show and tell here, because the chances of you ever seeing one of these Barway Pilot's guides are slim and none. The only reason I picked them up, I didn't know anything about them either when I picked them up, is because they were different. A lot of times if I see something that I've never seen before, I've been doing this over 2 years now. If I've never seen something before, I'm going to try and buy it, and then I'll figure it out later. Because usually if I've never seen it, it is unique. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's valuable, but at the least it's unique. And these are map books, and I took pictures of some of the pages. And these are actually for like riverboat pilots. The map books are like about this big. So I have one guy in Texas buy all 3 of them. So, and he paid what I was asking. He said it was 35, 38, and 30. So I sold these books for over $100 total, which was, I was ecstatic. That was a really, really good sale for me. So that one garage sale, that was the best garage sale I've had in quite a while. I got for $21 those things. I still have the books up at FBA, and I've already got $174 that came in from that $21 investment. So that's one of the better garage sales. Don't think that's typical. That's one of the better ones I've had lately. Okay, these are the bells that I showed you guys just the other day. I was asking $90 for the bells, and I had an offer come in for $75. I paid $15, and I felt like it was a good profit, so I just took the offer, $75 plus shipping. It's actually in the other room. I got to bring it by FedEx in a little while. Okay, I think I told you guys that this controller, when I picked it up, was a little better than the ones I usually find because it's got the rumble pad or the rumble feature, and it felt really good in my hands. And I sold it pretty quickly for $14. I paid $1 for this one. This is a PC gamepad, and I've had quite a few of these Logitech PC gamepads. They sell really quick, so it's easy, anywhere from $8 to $14, and you can almost always pick them up for no more than $1. Okay, this is something I didn't actually buy. or at least not recently. You may have seen me mention this iFi card in a previous video. Well, this is basically a Wi-Fi card that you put into your camera, and as you take the pictures, it transmits the images wirelessly to your computer. Well, the last time I took it out, the card actually fell apart. So I was not very happy. I couldn't get it back together. Actually, I did get it back together with tape, but there's a little lock mechanism on the card where you could lock or unlock the write enable capability. That fell out and it's stuck in the lock position. I emailed support, and they told me it was outside of the warranty, which I knew. So I did something kind of bad here, guys. I have another YouTube channel, which I'm not going to really advertise for, but over a year ago, I had done a video review of this on that channel, and it had about 60,000 views. And at the time, before Amazon pulled their affiliate links from Louisiana because of politics here, I had an affiliate link on the video that had sold, I don't know, maybe 20 of these cards. So I had actually recommended this card on the video at the end. I said it was a good product and whatnot. So I changed the title after I talked to support. I told them even though it was out of warranty, and I understood they didn't have a legal obligation to replace the card or do anything for me. I did feel like their product shouldn't fall apart just coming out of the camera. The plastics or the adhesives they used just failed. It wasn't manufactured well. So I did change after they refused to do anything. I changed the title and the description on the video to mention that the card had broken, no support, and they saw it, and somebody from the company contacted me a few days later and offered to send me a replacement, which I got in the mail, and I sold it right away. So it wasn't a brand new card. It's kind of a refurb kind of deal because it wasn't in retail packaging, so I sold it as used, and I sold it for $40. And I'll just continue. Instead of using that card, I'll continue to use my SanDisk because the wireless capability is nice, but it's not necessary. Okay, I don't remember the purchase price. It's the second time I've sold this thing. I got two of these little cases, Wii remote cases with the little zipper pulls that look like Wiimote controllers. Come on. Come on. I got a chihuahua over there trying to get out the door. So, let's see how many I got left. I just got 4 left. Okay, he made it. So, anyway, where was I? So yeah, I sold this for $23. Acquisition cost a couple bucks maybe. This is part of a lot, so not exactly sure. Okay, this was the Smash Bros. I just bought last week, or this past weekend, and it was the really, really lucky find. And I don't think you guys are going to necessarily pick up a Smash Bros. Like I did for 50 cents, but you might, and just pick up the Marios, pick up the Zeldas. You guys, if you're dealing with video games, you should know the. Well, really, if you see a Nintendo 64 game for 50 cents or $1, you should just about always pick it up anyway. So, yeah, this is a real lucky find. I wanted to sell it for 50, and I got 50. It took about 3 or 4 days. These are 9 audio books that I've had for quite a while now. At least, well, I don't know, maybe about a month. They were in good shape. I paid somewhere between $4 and $6. I can't remember. There goes my video. Be right back. And I am back. Okay. So, yeah, I paid somewhere between $4 and $6 for all of them. Cannot remember. I had them at $35, which would have been an okay deal. Somebody offered me $20 the other day, and I got tired of looking at them. It took up a little bit of room. I said, screw it, I'll take it. So I got $20 for them. Excuse me. Not a huge profit, but it's profit. And I don't consider it a bad buy or anything like that. Come back. Okay, these are just some of the fishing stuff that I've been selling. Part of that big lot I bought a long time ago for $125 is last summer that I bought it. Sold these 5 weighted jig heads for $8.50. And if you saw the last video, I picked up a couple of butt sets or telephone test sets for $10 a piece, and I didn't feel like it was fair for me to ask him to take less money. So instead of doing that, I saw this set of Exolite tools, little nut driver set, sitting on the table. It's about like this big, and instead of asking for less money for the test sets, I just asked him to throw this in, and he did, which is pretty cool because I sold these for $18 plus shipping. So it almost, after fees, it made it to where the test sets cost me a total of about $5. So that was a really good deal for me. So I was going to show the Amazon sales. Basically, I've had 5 Amazon FBA sales for an average of $20 a piece before their fees. Nothing amazing yet. Going to be sending in another shipment today. Hopefully, I've got it all boxed up. I just need to print out the labels and get that sent off via UPS. I don't have a ton of inventory yet, and they're actually still checking in stuff that I sent last week, which is weird. But I'm trying to really ramp up the FBA stuff to get. I wouldn't mind if I got it to somewhere around 30% of what I'm doing on eBay at least. That would be pretty cool. So, just to get another good revenue stream coming in. And I'm not going to show Bonanza sales either. If I do have, it may be 1 or 2. It's fairly insignificant. But yeah, guys, don't forget there will be the Seth and Lonnie show coming up Thursday, 8 o'clock Central Time. That's Thursday, 8 o'clock Central Time. Haven't really talked to. I don't know if we're going to have a guest this week or not, but it's still going to be a great show. So be sure and check us out live then, guys. And if you have any comments or questions, just put them down below. I will read, and I'll either answer or delete each and every one of them, I promise you. So you guys have a great day, and I hope you'll make a lot of money. Bye-bye.